minutes ago. Ended about half an hour ago. The Bears lost that game to Snake River. That was a final 6-3 in a pretty much a defensive game. Good pitching by both teams, and the Snake River Panthers came up on top in that one. Now for softball, it's another league game. Different teams though. It's Bear Lake versus American Falls. In American Falls, this game, if I remember correctly, we were at the baseball game while this game was going on.
You do remember correctly. We were at the baseball game.
But the score is what I'm trying to remember correctly. I believe the score of this game in American Falls was 7-3 in favor of the Bear Lake Bears. This is a big game for the conference standings because right now the Bears are securely in second place with only one loss, and that's to Preston when they can avenge that loss next week. And American Falls is securely in third place, and I'm pretty sure American Falls would like to change that. Mm-hmm. They'd like to be the team sitting there in second place going into the district tournament, which starts a week from tomorrow. So this is a big one. The Bears hoping to keep their lead over American Falls in the district, and American Falls would love to get the upset and get some momentum, especially against the team that they'll face in the first round in Bear Lake. And the way the district tournament works for softball, because there are 5 teams, there's only 4 teams in baseball. Preston is only in the district in softball and volleyball. So the way the district tournament works for softball is the first seed, which will most likely be Preston, barring some upsets, will be we'll have a first-round bye. And you're saying, why? Well, if Bear Lake can beat them next week and they'll only have one loss each, tiebreakers. The tiebreaker goes to Preston as of right now. So that's why the Bears would be the number 2 seed. Preston would be the number 1 seed. So if Preston does not get upset, other than Bear Lake, even if they lose to Bear Lake, if they don't lose any other games, they will be the number 1 overall seed in the district tournament. The 2 seed and the 3 seed play each other for a second round bye. So the winner of that game gets a second round bye. And then the 4 and 5 play each other for a chance to play the number 1 in the second round. And the reason the 2 and 3 seed matter, which one's 2 and which one's 3, because the very first round of games is held at the 2 seed's home field. The 1 seed, because they have a bye in the first round, doesn't host because there's no need in all 4 teams traveling. So the number 2 seed hosts the first round games. So if Bear Lake can win this game and secure their spot in second place, the Bears will be the host school for the first round games next Saturday, and American Falls would have to travel down here. And I'm positive that the coaches would much rather have American Falls have to come here than us have to travel to American Falls next Saturday, the May 2nd, when the tournament starts. So that's why this is such a big game for both teams. American Falls obviously would love to steal that home field advantage, and the Bears looking to make sure they play at home. And if there is an upset somewhere else and Preston happens to go down, it would allow the Bears to jump into that number 1 overall seed, which I know that would even be better because then you have a first-round bye. So that's why, even though it's for second and third place, it doesn't seem like it's that big a deal. It is still very crucial, and both teams would love to get the win here and secure that spot. So, big game. Yeah. And American Falls has been playing well this year. They are very solidly number 3 in the district. Snake River and Marsh Valley are the 4th and 5th place teams. And, I think Marsh Valley is technically number 5 in the district, but I would rather play Snake River right now than play Marsh Valley. Marsh Valley hits the ball really well. And the other day that when they came here, the last game we were on the air for, Bear Lake softball, Marsh Valley hit the ball well and was in that game. In fact, led the Bears 6-1 at one point, and then the Bears came back and pulled away and won the game. They were pulled away and were ahead 10-6 and held on for the 10-8 win. So if I had to choose who I got to play in the district tournament, it would be I'd rather play Snake River than Marsh Valley. But we'll see how that all pans out. And it's actually a fairly competitive district. Last year the Bears went in as the number 2 seed. Last year it came down to a coin flip between the Bears and Preston. This year it does come down to a more normal tiebreaker. It's common opponents, and the common opponent so far that we know of is South Fremont. The Bears split with South Fremont, and by just 1 run in extra innings, Snake River swept South Fremont. So that's the tiebreaker. That's why the Preston Indians look like they're going to be the number 1 overall seed. Now, the boys' tournament is pretty much set in stone now with this game today. With the Bears losing, it looks like it's going to be Marsh Valley versus American Falls and Bear Lake versus Snake River in the first round. And that will be held in Marsh Valley next Thursday at 1:30 will be the first pitch of the Bears' first game in the district tournament, which will be next Thursday for baseball. So there you go. Bears softball ready to take the field against the American Falls Beavers. Like I said, Bear Lake got the win in American Falls. They're looking to sweep the series and go into the district tournament with some momentum. The Bears do have a couple softball games left. They play Westside. They jump out of district and play Westside here at home tomorrow. And then they finish the season. Their senior night will be next Wednesday when the Preston Indians come to town, and the Bears will look to get revenge in that game. So there you go. That's what's going on in baseball, softball. Track district tournament is in 2 weeks. They have a home meet next week, so if you're a fan of track and field, the Bears do have a home game. And home track meet, not game, home track meet, next Thursday. And golf is in Preston on Wednesday and home on Thursday.
It'd just be fantastic if the weather could cooperate with all of that.
Yeah, because there is a lot going on next week. All right, first pitch set to come. Cassie Osborne stepping in. Lindsay Fisher in the circle for the Bears. Behind the plate today is Abby Humphreys, and that is called strike 1. Gary Carlson, the home plate umpire in today's game.
He likes those corners.
And I'm trying to see the first.
I think it's Jeff.
And there's a hit into left field brought in by Ellie Romero very quickly. But a single, lead off single on the line drive to left field for Osborne. And this brings number 13, which is Sprague. Jersey Sprague to the plate. She'll be the number 2 hitter with Osborne down at first base here in the top of the first. And not going to see too many home run balls today, I'm going to say, because that wind, if you weren't joining us for baseball, just so you know, the wind is whipping it up out there, blowing from right field towards left field here on the softball diamond. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Called strike, outside corner, nice pitch, and a good frame there by Abby Humphreys, the catcher.
There is not a base hump.
Yeah, that's what I was looking. I don't see.
There is not.
I didn't see one. So, and I know and that ball is in the dirt for ball 2, and Osborne takes advantage of it and steals second base. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner now in scoring position is Osborne that got on the leadoff single. Here's the pitch to Sprague, and she's going to foul that one back. 2-2 evens the count. Fisher, the other day, she was frustrated with the strike zone. She was not getting calls the other day against Marsh Valley. She only pitched 2 innings, and Ellie Romero came in and finished 4. She's throwing with confidence today, and there's another foul ball. Just barely, Sprague just barely got a piece of it to stay alive. Good defensive swing there. That's what you try to do is when you get a pitch like that with an 0-2 count, not much you can do with it but foul it off, stay alive, and hope you can get something on the next swing. So here's the 2-2 pitch again. That's going to be a pop fly into shallow right field. And diving attempt by Michael. She's not able to make it. It's going to go in as a single, and then the batter is out at second. Nice play there by Michael to get the play, throw in, and the tag. Osborne does advance to third on the play. And I don't know that anything would have been different if Michael would have made the catch in the air.
Agreed.
I think it would have been the exact same result. And so it's not that big a deal that she dropped it. And that was a nice heads-up play there by Michael to get that out. And
strike one.
Strike one is the call. And this is, and strike two, a swing and a miss there. This is Mendez, the batter. So a called strike and a swing and a miss. So with one out, it's an 0-2 count to Mendez. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and she's going to foul that one back to stay alive. So 0-2 with one out, runner at third. This is important for Humphreys to keep everything in front of her. You don't want to give up a run on a wild pitch or pass ball. There's another foul ball that's going to get out of play. So Mendez keeping herself alive by fouling some off, down 0-2. That runner at third, so even a deep fly ball probably scores a run here. And Mendez would love to give her team the early lead. Here is the 0-2 pitch, high inside for ball one. One ball, two strikes to the number 3 hitter in the lineup, Mendez. She's got a runner at third. And she's going to blast that one. That one might be gone even in the wind. And it is. That's a home run. And in this wind, I'm surprised the ball got over the plate, but it does. The fly ball is a 2-run home run to left field. And just like that, it's 2-0 in favor of the American Falls Beavers. Kress now stepping up to the plate, and Kay Mendez will be the next batter. And I have the wrong Mendez in the wrong spot. So with 2-0 ball game with one out, now nobody on here in the top of the first. Called strike,
pretty.
Nice pitch. Haley Kress, the batter. Here's the 0-1 pitch now with one out. And that's going to be a rifle shot into left field. Romrell doesn't come up with it. The runner will go to second. Pope's throw will come in. And that was a tough play there by Romrell to try to get to that double. And the line drive puts another runner in scoring position. Pope comes clear over and makes the play. And just like that, another runner in scoring position for Mendez. This Mendez will be the pitcher. When they come to the plate. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss for strike one. So 0-1 with one out and a runner at second. And that's going to be a ground ball right at shortstop. Up with it and over to first, but the throw is high. And so the error will allow the runner to get to second, and Kress will advance to third. Crockett, normally very reliable, throws that one high. Beard jumped for it but couldn't get to it. And that brings up McHargue. M-C-H-A-R-G-U-E. Mick. We're just going to call her Mick. At the plate, she takes ball one. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss for strike one. And here's the 1-1 pitch from Fisher. High, ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at second and third, 2 runs already in on a big home run by Mendez. And 2 runners in scoring position here with just the 1 out, and that one's high for ball 3. So Guire due up next. For the Beavers. Fisher set to deliver to the 2-2 pitch. Struck her out. There is a Phillips 66 U-save strikeout, and that one's big. So now there's 2 outs with Aguirre coming to the plate. Aguirre will be the third baseman when the Beavers take the field here. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Nice pitch there by Fisher, who really has pitched a good inning. Just a couple good swings have been able to get some people on base, and then the one big swing there by Mendez, obviously. And that's a called strike. 0-2 is the count. So now Fisher with a chance to get out of the inning without any further damage. They had runners at second and third with just 1 out. Let's see if she can get out of the inning here. 0-2 count with 2 strikes. And she does. Foul tip into the glove for out number 3. Another Phillips 66 strikeout. And the Bear Lake Bears have some work to do. They trail by 2. We'll be back with the bottom of the first after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Trevor Jacobson. I'm a family practice provider here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. After graduating high school at Bear Lake High School, I went to BYU, Idaho to play baseball. After a year, went on a LDS mission to Chile. Ended up going to medical school at the University of Utah. Did family practice in Salt Lake City. Worked in Hawaii for a time, and then back here when this job opened up. Being able to practice back here has always been a dream. I've been working here at the hospital for almost 10 years. What I like about family practice is you get to see a little bit of everything. And in a rural setting, you get to do a lot of things that you don't normally get to do. My passion's spending time with my family, particularly outdoors. A lot of whitewater rafting in the summer, snow skiing in the winter. What makes me feel good at the end of the day is just connecting with my patients. We look forward to seeing you and taking care of you.
I'm John Pym, Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, DO. Interacting with wonderful people every day, being able to maybe make a small impact in their lives for good. I don't think that life gets any better than that. I am really excited to be here practicing in Bear Lake and be a good source for you and your family to take care of your healthcare needs.
Bear Lake High School sports on SVI are presented by Gary H. Tusher, CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll. Mountain Valley Dental, creating healthy smiles for Bear Lake Valley and beyond. Lenhart Distributing, proud to support the Bears. Flying S Title and Escrow, whatever it takes. Southeast Idaho Steel, locally produced steel signs and fixtures. And Sampson's Island Grill at 253 South 4th Street in Montpelier.
Peyton Crockett, the leadoff hitter, who was our still man of the game last game because she had 2 towering over both fences home runs. Steps in to lead off the bottom of the first. Bears trailing it by 2. Here's the pitch from Menendez. High and outside for ball 1. Crockett, the senior shortstop. Her error last inning actually didn't cost anything because it came after the home run. Bears still got out of the inning without allowing any more runs. And so her throwing error was not a big deal. And I'm sure she won't make another one because she's that kind of player that when she gets it, she's a very competitive young lady. And she takes that one high, ball 3. So now 3-0. Crockett can say, okay, my favorite pitch is right here at this spot, at this speed. If it's there, I'm going to drive it. If not, I've got 2 pitches to work with. So here's the 3-0 pitch from Menendez. And it's inside, ball 4. Lead-off walk for Peyton Crockett. That brings Brooklyn Pope, the senior center fielder, to the plate. She knows her role very well, and her role is to make sure Peyton's at least on second, if not on third, at the end of the at-bat. And I do have to give BP a big shout out. She has adopted that role, and she's okay with the fact that she gets out a lot of the time, but by the time she does, Crockett is on second, if not on third. And Crockett's going to run right there, and the ball's going to go into center field. Good job by Sprague to be the backup. So ball 1 to Pope is a stolen base by Crockett. And if you're a Little Leaguer watching this game, that's why you back up.
Sprague's not there. Crockett is at third on that throw. So here's the 1-0 pitch, ball 2. So 6 pitches, 6 balls. Mendez has not found the strike zone yet. The Bears hitters being very patient. And a big lead on that last play by Crockett. She really took a big lead. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And it's going to be a bunt, and it's going to be caught. Not a double play opportunity, as Aguirre came in from third to catch it. But Crockett was smartly back at second base. So it just goes as an out. And now Cambria Romrell, who can tie this game up with one swing of the bat, steps in. And she's going to pop fly that one out of play. Foul ball, and you heard it hit the net just above us. Love these nets. When we first started, you and I first started coming around the softball fields as parents and / coach, the nets weren't in place, and it has saved a lot of beamed heads.
Yes.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and Crockett will take advantage of the drop ball to steal third base. She took a big lead anyway, and as soon as that ball trickled out of the glove of the catcher, she was off and running. So the swing and the miss is strike 2, but Crockett now in scoring position with 2 stolen bases. She's already at third. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Romrell. She's going to hit a hard grind ball, and it's going to be diving stop by the shortstop. She's not going to get it first in time, so it goes an infield single. Great play by Osborne, but the run does score on the infield single hit by Romrell. And you don't call it an error when she makes that kind of a play. Mm-mm. The ball didn't get away with her from her. Romrell just got down the baseline in time. Humphreys now at the plate with 1 out and runner at first in a 2-1 game. Humphreys swing and a miss. She wanted that one.
Yes, she did.
That one, the bus up in the parking lot might have been in danger. She'd have got a hold of that because she had a swing on that 0-1, and she was just underneath it. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And she's going to pop this one. It's going to fall into left field. So runners at first and second on the single. And the throw gets away, but the runners will both advance. The throw in from left field gets past the pitcher. The catcher fields it, but not in time. So the pop fly single, and then the throwing error allows both players to advance. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Lindsay Fisher. She's got a chance to give herself the lead with a swing of the bat right here. And she wanted to give herself a big lead. Swing and the miss. That was a high fastball. Probably just barely out of the zone for a ball if she would have let it go. But those, when they're coming in like that, they look so tempting. That was the exact same pitch for the exact same result. She's down 0-2. Now you got to change your approach, Lindsay. Shorten up that swing, just put it in play, and knock in a couple runs right here. Here's the 0-2. High for ball 1.
She was named the softball player of the week last week.
Yeah,
Idaho State Journal.
Yeah. She had a great week last week in the tournament over in Malad, and she fouls that one back. She's still swinging for the fence.
Yeah.
Usually when
and she can hit it if
she can. Usually when you get 2 strikes, she shortened that swing and just try to put it in play. That was not a put in play swing. That was a blast it to the moon swing. She fouled it back.
Now I'm mad. Now I'm really going to hit it.
And she fouled back too many. Now there's no balls. And the umpire, Gary Carlson's like, somebody's got to go retrieve those foul balls. Coach Quinn Pope says, hey, I got another one.
He's out here like, I'm already umpiring the bases and behind the plate. I can't do it all. Someone's got to get the ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at second and third in the form of Romrell and Humphreys. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And she's going to hit a little blooper. It's going to fall over to first in time, but a run will score. So we're tied at 2 on the little ground ball. I don't know. Do you call it a ground ball or a pop fly?
I don't know.
Technically, I think it's a ground ball because they had to pick it up and throw it, but it was to Leslie. And Romerell scores. Humphreys is at third. So still a runner in scoring position for Ellie Romerell. And she takes on the inside corner for a called strike. Ellie, the freshman, left fielder, pitcher, and doing very well in the box, hitting in the number 6 position today.
Another one capable of getting it to the fence or over.
She came inches from a grand slam in
Snake River. Yeah, it just barely went foul, but it was over the fence.
It was way over the fence, and even if it would have been straight, it still would have been a home run. She fouls that one back out of play. It's now 0-2 with 2 outs. Tie game 2-2. And Humphreys, the runner, at third. So if Romerell can hit safely, Bears should take the lead. And it's going to be a hard ground ball up to first. And
she lifted her foot.
She said she got back down. He said she got back down. And Coach Humphreys isn't arguing too much over there, so he must agree with the play. And Romerell can't quite beat it out, so the run does not count. And we're tied at 2 after 1. We'll be back with the second inning right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
Bear Lake Bears and the American Falls Beavers knotted at 2 after 1 inning of work. Both teams strand runners at third base in the first inning. Both teams scored 2. Both teams strand runners at third. American Falls had one at second as well in that first inning. So Shutt will be your batter. Leslie and then Osborne, the leadoff hitter, will be the 3 batters to come to the plate. Abby Humphreys with the throwdown. Fisher's warm-up is done, and we're ready for inning number 2. McKenna Shutt, the catcher, batting in the 8th spot. And 27 pitches thrown by Fisher in that first inning. If you're wondering about pitch count, doesn't count in softball. Doesn't matter. You can throw as many as you want. But we'll still keep you up to date on it because it's kind of something to watch because the pitcher can get tired as the day goes on. Here's the first pitch, high for ball 1. So the Bears get their run on an error, couple of base hits. The 2 runs for the Beavers came on a moonshot, and that's ball 2 to Shutt. Oh, no, that was one of them was a called strike. I'm not sure which one, but it's 1-1. He just signaled. I'm not sure if it was the first or second pitch, but one of the 2 was a strike. That just missed. He thought about it. Come on, Gary. Come on, Gary. He thought about it. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. 2-2 is your score here in the top of 2 on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare, you can count on them to care. Visit them at blmhospital.com. That ball is high for ball 3. So 3 balls now, 1 strike. Shutt, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. You don't want to walk her because you get to the top of the order with, and that's a swing and a miss. Nice pitch there. So now we're just 1 pitch away from the possibility of a Usain Phillips 66 strikeout. 3-2, full count, knocker walk situation. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Fish. And it's going to be a fly ball into right field. Not well played by Maddie Michael. She tracked it well, especially in the wind, and catches it for out number 1. And that ball did move quite a bit on her, but she tracked it well, stayed with it, and recorded the first out. Leslie now, the second baseman, will be the batter with nobody on and 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. And swing and a miss. Fulder on the off speed. She was off balance there and gets the swing and a miss. I love to see a pitch like that when a good hitter is made to look bad because of a good pitch. And that was not a bad swing. That was a great pitch. And that one's called strike. Same pitch. That time she let it go, and that time it was called a strike. So it's 0-2 very quickly with 1 out on Leslie, the number 9 hitter in the order, the second baseman for the Beavers. And that's going to be a little pop fly that Peyton Crockett will cradle in her glove as she runs forward.
She's like, thanks, I was starting to get cold. I needed to move.
A little bit of a pop out to Crockett. And we're back to the top of the order. Osborne, who was the leadoff hitter, singled to left field on the second pitch of the game, if I remember correctly. It was pretty early. And then came in to score on that home run. And she's going to hit it to right field. Michael is not going to be able to catch it, and it's going to go out of play. No, they're going to say it stayed in play. It doesn't matter either way. It's a double. That one was one that Michael had a long ways to run, and she couldn't quite get it. And so
I thought it went foul.
It stayed just fair by about a foot is all. And Osborne with a 2-out double into left to right field. And that brings us up to Sprague. And Sprague fouls it back off of Abby Humphrey's head. Sprague singled on a pop fly. And then she was erased trying to go to second on that play, and she got thrown out at second. I was trying to remember why she got out without scoring on the home run by Mendez. Takes inside just high. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out. Runner at second. Osborne out there in scoring position. And a baseball from the JV game comes in. Pope, the center fielder, will throw it over and out of play. And we're back to softball. 1-1 is the count. 2 outs. Runner at second. 2-2-2 all the way across the board. And that one's right back up the middle, and it's going to be a single. And Osborne will come in to score. And that would have been a difficult play for Pope to throw her out anyway with 2 outs because she was on the move. So no error, just an RBI single. On the hard ground ball right at the middle. Fisher couldn't quite knock it down, and Pope couldn't get to it in time. And the RBI single gives the Beavers the 3-2 lead, and now Mackenzie Mendez, who hit a towering home run in her first at-bat, is in the box. And she's going to blast this one into center field. Pope will come up with it, throw to third. Not in time. So on the single, Sprague advances to third. Because the throw went to third, Mendez trots into second. And the line drive single right back up the middle. Mendez is 2 for 3. And this brings up Kress, the right fielder. She fouls this one straight back. She doubled to left field and then ended up being stranded. So she hit the ball hard her first at bat. A double here would score 2 runs with runners at second and third, especially with 2 outs because you're moving on the crack of the bat. So here's the 0-1 pitch. Called strike, nice pitch. Fish would love to get out of the inning right here. She could get strike 3 or get Kress out in any way she can and leave those runners stranded. And she's going to. She gets the strikeout. Oh, and it was a drop third strike, and the throw to first is not in time, so she's safe and a run scores. And Humphreys is complaining that the runner was running in the base path, but it doesn't matter. So the run scores. So runners at first and third, and the error allows a big run and a called strike. They could have been out of the inning with only the 1 run allowed after the USAVE Phillips 66 strikeout. Should have ended the inning. USAVE Phillips 66 lived to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. Swing and a miss right there. Kayla Mendez now the batter. And she grounded out to shortstop in her first at-bat. And that is a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kress advances to second. The defense completely ignores her because they didn't want the run to score from third. They're focused on the batter. Here's the 1-2. High for ball 2. Count is even now. That similar play right there that allowed that run to score is how they lost. The Bears lost to Malad in Malad earlier in the season. Exact same thing, drop third strike. It would have been the final out of the game with the Bears leading by a run. 2 runs scored that time. Only 1 run scores this time. But it's now 3-2. Count after that pitch. And it's a 4-2 ball game in favor of the Beavers, but they got 2 runners on. A base hit could break this game open and that's ball 4. After what should have been the end of the inning, now they got the bases loaded. And Mick, as we're going to call her, McHargue, is the batter. She struck out to end. No, as the second out of the first inning, she fouls that one straight back for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners on every bag. And the batter is the left fielder, Mick. She fouls that one right back into Gary Carlson.
Every time he comes here, he gets hit in the face. I think he's going to stop coming here pretty soon.
That one hit the bottom of his face mask and knocked it off. That's why you wear those face masks, and it's 0-2 now very quickly. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be a high pop fly in the infield. And Beard makes the catch.
Ooh. Oh, that was almost not.
Oof. The wind took that one. That could have been huge. If that one falls, then another run would have scored on just a little blue pop fly. But the Bears do get the out. They allow 2 runs again and trail it by 2 runs again. After the top of the second, we'll be back with the bottom, see if the Bears can catch back up right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
I can't tell on this small screen. We're back. We're trying to adjust the camera as we come back to make sure it's giving you the best possible view. And sorry, the windows aren't as. I'm trying to clean the window a little bit here.
It's just a little to the. It's
askew.
So like we're covering up part of the batter's box.
Oh, I'm going to have to move the whole thing. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Is that better?
Can you move the box?
The only reason I had it over where I did is because now the pole is right over the base, but you can't see anyway because of the umpire. So here we go, Maddie Michael, the leadoff hitter. Mendez, the pitcher, misses high for ball one. Bears scored 2 in the first. To tie it up, they'll need 2 more here in the second because they trail 4-2 on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare, you can count on them to care. Visit them at blmhospital.com. Mendez walked the leadoff batter in the first. Peyton Crockett, she's down 2-0 to the leadoff batter here in the second. Maddie Michael, right fielder, who had one spectacular play already in this game, making that nice catch in the wind. And Michael is going to pop it, but it's going to go right to the second baseman. 1 up, 1 down, a little pop fly to the second baseman, Leslie. And Callie Beard, who has absolutely blistered the ball all year long. Every game we've seen her play in, she's been hitting the ball so hard. Is now the batter. She's hitting in the 8th spot, playing first base, the junior. And she's going to take high and away for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Bears down by 2 in the bottom of 2. And that one's called strike, outside corner. Got to get used to this strike zone over here after the varsity baseball game already. That would have been a ball for the other umpire. I'm not saying it should have been. I'm just saying different umpire, different result. And a ground ball back to the pitcher is out number 2. Mendez trapped that one between her knees and was able to bring it up and record the out. Bentley Price, senior second baseman, in her first plate appearance of the day, will try to start a 2-out rally here for the Bear Lake Bears as they trail it 4-2. And that's going to be a ground ball to first base. 1 pitch, 1 out, with an out number 3. And the Bears go in order as Mendez takes that one herself. Bears go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second. They trail at 4-2. We'll be back with the top of the third after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. They assist in the skilled nursing facility, the manor, the home health, along with helping out with both pre-operative and post-operative. Make sure that you have the best outcome with your surgery and your way of life going forward.
Aguirre, the third baseman who struck out to end the first inning for the American Falls Beavers, will be the batter. She recorded out number 3 of the bottom of the second inning by fielding that ground ball, stepping on her bag. And the American Falls Beavers lead the Bear Lake Bears 4-2 after 2. This being the top of the third. Lindsay Fisher, the pitcher. Alexis Aguirre, the batter. And the Beavers have hit the ball well in this game and have the 4-2 lead. One of those runs, though, being unearned. It was a strikeout, and the drop third strike throw down to first was not a good one, and it ended up allowing a run, and that one's in there for ball 1. So here's the 1-0 pitch to Aguirre. Pop that fly out of play, back behind us for strike 1. So similar to the game against Marsh Valley the other day, the Bears find themselves in a hole they've got to dig out of. They've trailed 6-1 at one point in that game and ended up winning it 10-8. Called strike. Nice pitch, nice frame on that one to get the called strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the third inning, 4-2 the score on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare, you can count on them to care, and that's another double into right field. With the wind, it trails towards the line, which is a long run for Michael as it is, and then it hits and the wind kicks it right, and it rolls out of play, nearly out of play. But the little pop fly goes as a double so the leadoff batter is at second base, and Shutt, who is 0 for 1 in the game, she led off the second inning with the fly out to right field. That was a great play that Michael made on that one, and she's going to foul that one back out of play. The wind, you would think, would move that ball to the left because of the way the wind's blowing, but it's actually moving them to the right.
Yeah, it's weird.
0-1 pitch coming with nobody out and a runner in scoring position. Shutt, line drives it into right field. Michael's been very busy over there. She comes home with the ball, but it's going to be an easy RBI single. On the line drive, right down the right field line. Michael made a great play on it, but it was obvious off the bat that it was going to drop. And so she was going all the way. And I think we're going to have a pitching change. Ellie Romerell is going to come in out of left field and become the pitcher. So Fisher's day as a pitcher is done. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Nice job, Martin. Looking good. Oh, it's the funny car guy.
Hey, you got Napa know-how too, huh?
Yep. Well, Martin does go 200 miles an hour.
Ron breaks 300 in 4 seconds.
Yeah, in a straight line. That's real hard.
You drive in a circle.
You don't even steer.
Look at me.
Hey, you
I
two.
turn left.
Don't make me go get my can.
Your can's old.
Quiet! Matlock's on!
That's Daryl's can.
Boogity, boogity!
Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. We have very competent and successful providers that provide the best care possible. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. As a hospital, we're really, really proud of what we are able to provide. It's an all-encompassing department that is very, very much needed.
So Ellie Romerell will be the new pitcher. Taylinda Clark comes off the bench to play left field. 5-3 ball game, nobody out, top of the third, runner at first.
Second,
runner at second, that's right. As Shutt did advance to second on the throw. Nope, she didn't. She stayed first.
I thought she was that second.
And this is Leslie, who is 0 for 1 in the game. And against Fish in the first inning, she popped out to the shortstop, Crockett. So here is the first pitch from Romerell. And it's going to be a pop fly into right field. And it's going to take a weird bounce. And so they're going to hold the runner at second. And just sticking the bat out in front of that one and popped it into right field for the little single. Michael has been extremely busy over there in right field. So now runners at first and second with Osborne, who's 2 for 2 in the game. She has a single and a double. Nobody out, and we're to the top of the lineup, who has yet to be retired in the game. These three batters are 100%. Double play.
Good job.
Bentley Price. Line drive right to her mitt. She makes the catch and throws out the runner at second as Crockett was there. And we have all of a sudden 2 outs. What a play by Price. Heads up play by Crockett to be at second base. And so Sprague, now the batter, she takes for strike 1. Sprague is 2 for 2. And she has singled twice. Once to right field, once to center field, but those are both against Lindsay Fisher. Now she faces Ellie Romerell. And that one's high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Runner at first. What a double play by Bentley Price, because that could have been a big inning if she doesn't catch that. And not only does she catch it, she turns the double play. There's a called strike outside corner, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1 run has scored in the inning, but the Bears would like to keep it just to that 1 run. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No, 2 balls, 2 strikes, even the count. 6-2 is the score in the JV game behind us, the baseball game, as the Bears are playing Snake River. And she struck her out. You say Phillips 66 strikeout on the swing and a miss to end the inning. So Ellie Romerell comes in, pitches her way out of a jam, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd. The Bears try to fight their way back in it, trailing 5-2 right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign the papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
Bear Lake Bears have some work to do. They trail at 5-3 as we start the bottom of the 3rd inning. Peyton Crockett coming up for just her 2nd at-bat in the game. American Falls in their 3 inning has batted around plus. The Bears working on just batter number 10 of the game. Crockett started off the game with a leadoff walk, and she has seen 5 pitches. They've all been balls. Now, as that one's high and away, 4-1. Crockett did come in to score one of the 2 runs that's on the Bear Lake board right now. The Bears tied it up when the Bears tied it up in that 1st inning, and that one's way out there. Ball 2. I don't know if they're intentionally walking her, but Crockett hasn't seen a pitch that even if she wanted to swing, she could have hit. Everybody else Mendez is pitching to, but not Crockett until that one. She finally gets a called strike. She's seen 7 pitches now, 6 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 is the count right here. Leadoff batter.
Crockett, as tall as she is, she's got a bigger strike zone. It shouldn't be as hard to.
And that one's fouled out of play over into the other field. 2-2.
Shouldn't be as hard to hit that strike zone with her.
You'd think. Brooklyn Pope on deck. Cambria Romerell in the hole. Abby Humphreys would be due up if any Bear Lake Bears reach base. Bears need some base hits. They need to string some stuff together, and that's going to start it off. Nice. Double into left field. It's going to be a ground roll double as it hits the bag and then rolls past the fence, clear down past the new toilets down there. And it's a ground rule double.
That was a great hit right down the 3rd baseline. Hit the 3rd base plate.
Hit third
right
base.
Over the plate.
Yeah, you can't question whether or not it was fair because it hit the bag.
Yeah, went right over the top of it.
And now with a runner at 2nd and nobody out, BP steps in. She is 0 for 1. She tried to bunt and popped out. She's going to hit this one into left field and is dropped. And it's going to roll to the fence. Crockett will round. She's going to come in and score without a throw. The double. Do you call it a double or reached on an error? It technically reached on an error because it was a deep fly ball, but it hit her glove, so it should have been caught. Mick,
it was a good hit.
Yep, Mick, as we're going to call her, does not make the catch, and so goes as a reached on error, but a 2-base error, and Crockett came in to score without a throw, and Pope trotted into 2nd. Romerell, now the batter, fouls that one back. 0-1 is the count. So the Bears have scored 1 here in the inning. They have a chance for more with nobody out and a runner at 2nd. That one's high for ball 1.
Of course, we know Romerell's capable of doing some damage from the plate as well.
And they're going to make a defensive switch in the outfield. They're going to have Sprague and Mick switch places in left field and center field. And that pitch is going to get to the backstop, and Pope is easily to third base on the wild pitch. So now even a long fly ball could score a run, and a pass ball could easily score a run. And that's going to be high. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to Romrell. 3 balls, 1 strike, to Romrell, who's 1 for 1 in the game. And she's going to hit that one back up the middle. Pope scores easily. And Romrell, 2 for 2 in the game. She's got 2 singles. Her first one was an infield single. This one's just straight back up the middle. The hard ground ball scores the run. And just like that, the Bears are back within 1 at 5-4 with nobody out. And a runner down there at first base for Abby Humphreys. Humphreys is 1 for 1 in the game. And she singled. And she's going to single it.
Oh, what
wow.
a stop.
She's
safe.
She made the stop, but the throw was, the little scoop throw was not there. Should have been an out at second, but everybody's safe on the hard ground ball. Back to shortstop.
That was a great stop by shortstop.
Yeah,
and just
Osborne.
a dropped ball there by second base.
The little toss to second, which would have recorded that easily, as Romrell was coming hard from first, and Leslie couldn't catch the little flip throw. And so now Humphreys is going to have a pinch runner over there as there's a meeting in the circle. And the ball in play, hard ground ball, error. And everybody's safe, and now Humphreys will have the courtesy runner. And did you catch a number? It's number 18, who's not in our list. She's a JV player, and I don't know who it is off the top of my head. So sorry to the grandma and or mom out there watching. But the Bears are in business. They're only down by 1. They got runners at first and second.
Is it Lytle?
I'd have to see that. No, Lytle, it might be. Taylinda Clark in there to bunt as she has replaced Fisher in the lineup.
It just looks like reddish hair.
If it's red hair, it's definitely
Ruby
Lytle. And it would make sense. She is a fast runner. So Clark takes ball 1. Squares to bunt again. She gets it down, and she is going to be out at first, but the runners do advance. That was a good play to get that out at first because
she was almost
Taylin is fast. But a good bunt nonetheless, the sacrifice bunt, and both runners now in scoring position. And this is Ellie Romrell is going to be the batter. She is going to hit
another one right down.
Foul ball.
Did it not hit third base?
Just missed. That would have been a 2-run double because that one went exactly the same spot as the first one, the Crockett hit, but this one didn't hit third base. Just foul. It would have easily scored 2 runs, and that is Ruby Lytle out there now that I get a good look at her.
Yep. Good little wrestler, too.
Yes, she is. She qualified for state in wrestling. Freshman. Good athlete, and that's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bears with a chance to tie it up or take the lead with only 1 out and runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a base hit into center field. Lytle will round. She's coming in. She will score.
She's fast. Woo.
Romrell stops at second. It's a single, but 2 runs score. The little pop fly into shallow center field scores 2. And Romrell trots down to second on the throw, so she's in scoring position. The Bears have their first lead of the day. They lead it now 6-5. Maddie Michael at the plate will try to extend that lead. She's 0 for 1. She led off the second inning with a pop out, and she takes inside, and Romrell easily advances to third on the passed ball. So now a chance even on an out to score a run. A hard ground ball or a fly ball to the outfield scores a run. But that one's high. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner down at third in the form of Romrell. And the Bears lead at 6-5. And this inning has kind of fallen apart on American Falls. You can kind of see some frustration out there. And that one's a foul ball. Maddie Michael fouls it off of her left leg. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. I'm going to say it's a beautiful day at the ballpark only because we're up here in the shelter where it's semi-warm.
I'm still freezing. My toes will never be warm again.
And that one was inside. Would have been ball 3, but Michael fouls it off. She thought it looked good, and she's regretting it when you hit it that far in on the handle, it hurts the hands. Mm-hmm. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at third is Romrell, and she is lightning fast. So a ground ball, even a ground ball out, probably scores a run here. And she's going to strike her out. The called strike right down the middle at the top of the zone. And now Callie Beard will be the batter to try to extend this Bear Lake inning. And Beard back in the second inning, grounded out back to the pitcher, and that's a good stop there by the short top, the catcher Shut. As Romrell would have scored easily had that ball got past her. So here's the 1-0 pitch. High, 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. Beard has got a heavy bat. She can hit the ball hard and would love to extend the Bear Lake lead here. And she fouls that one off. Oh, I got excited. That was a good-looking swing. I was ready to jump up and announce that she had. But it just goes as a loud strike on the foul ball. So here's the 2 ball, 1 strike pitch to Beard. She's going to hit that one over into the baseball field. She just missed a big shot there. She hit that ball hard, but it went behind her into the baseball field. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at third. And Beard hits the ground ball to short, up to first in time for the out. That'll end the inning, but the Bears score 4 and take the lead for the first time in the game. They lead at 6-5. We'll be back with the top of the 4th inning after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Go here, go there, go anywhere with Phillips 66.
Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure.
Discover your future with Simplot, where a multitude of career opportunities. Discover your future with Simplot, where a multitude of career opportunities await. Whether you're interested in mining, agriculture, engineering, technology, manufacturing, management, or a number of additional options, Simplot offers not just a job, but a truly satisfying and rewarding career. Explore our diverse range of positions and find where you belong. Visit Simplot.com to view available positions locally and across the United States. That's Simplot.com, a world of career opportunities.
Mackenzie Mendez will be the leadoff hitter for the American Falls Beavers. She is playing first base today. She has a home run and a single. She's 2 for 2 in her 2 at-bats. But those were against Lindsay Fisher, the Bears' starting pitcher. Now she's going to face Ellie Romrell, who came in relief in the second inning. The Bears had a big third inning, scored 4, and take the lead by a run, 6-5, as we go to the top of the 4th inning. It'll be Mendez, Kress, and Mendez, your batters here. And Ellie Romrell, the catcher, and Ellie Romrell, the pitcher, Abby Humphreys, the catcher. And I was looking around. I don't think we have any substitutions out there. the Bears, with the big inning, took the lead. American Falls would like to fight back. Here's the first pitch to Mendez. It's high for ball one. Romerell and Fisher throw such different type pitches. If you have one timed up, you're not going to have the other one timed up. Here's the second pitch. It's ball two. 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Mendez, very dangerous hitter. She's 2 for 2 in this game with a home run and a single in the box. She takes low for ball one. Kress is due up. Kress is 1 for 2 in the game. She did strike out, but it was the drop third strike, and she reached as there was the drop third strike, throw down to first was not in time to get her out, and it actually ended up being a big inning as 4-pitch walk for Mendez and then a called strike on a beautiful pitch to Kress. So that might have been an unintentional intentional walk right there to Mendez, who's 2 for 2 in the game, and Kress takes high for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first is Mendez. 6-5, the Bears lead it in the top of the 4th inning. Fast-moving ball game going on so far. And Abby Humphreys, the catcher, having to reinsert her earpiece so she can hear the balls and strike calls. So we have a short timeout for a second. Wind is really whipping it up out there. You look up at the hills to our west, and it looks like it might even be storming. Glad it isn't doing that here. Just windy. Here's the 1-1 pitch now. And that one's high for ball 2. That was a changeup that just didn't quite drop into the zone. Mendez, the runner at first after drawing the walk. Haley Kress, the batter. Here's the 1-2, and it's outside. Great stop by Humphreys, or Mendez would have advanced easily. So 3 balls and a strike now. After walking the leadoff hitter, she's down 3-1 now to Kress. Romerell walks her, missed low. So the first 2 are on with walks, and now Kayla Mendez, who is 0 for 1. She reached on an error and walked. So she's actually been on base both times, even though she should have been put out in her first at-bat. So she is 0 for 1. She takes outside for ball 1. So after Romerell came in and shut down the threat in the 3rd inning, she's struggling to find the zone here in the 4th inning. And can't really blame her because it's cold, and I'm sure the grip on the ball is not easy. And Coach Casey Humphreys, who works with the pitchers and catchers, will call timeout. He'll come out and have a talk with his freshman pitcher. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody out. Runners at first and second, top of the 4th inning. The Bears lead it by a score of 6-5. On the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard, Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard, I should say, Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare. You can count on us to care. Visit them at blmhospital.com. So Mendez steps back in. She's up 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Strike 1, swing and a miss. It would have been a strike either way. Great pitch there by Romerell. And now it's 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out, runners at first and second. Here's the pitch outside, ball 3, 3-1. Don't want to walk the bases loaded, but that's what could happen here on the 3-1 pitch. And Mendez is going to hit a pop fly, foul ball. It's going to get out of play. Callie Beard gave chase to it over there, but couldn't get to it, and it's now full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Lisa tied herself up in my headphone cord.
What a mess.
And there's a swing and a miss. There's a strikeout. There's a USAVE Phillips 66 strikeout. That was a big play right there. USAVE Phillips 66, your convenience is our pleasure. Live to the full. And on that full count, Mendez sits down with a strikeout. McHargu is a swing and a miss. She is 0 for 2 on the day. She has struck out and popped out. And she swings at that one and misses. 0-1 is the count now with runners at first and second and 1 out. Ball outside. 1-1. So after the first 2 batters got on with walks, the strikeout, the USA Phillips 66 strikeout, and now swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Romrell would love to get another out right here without allowing these base runners to move. And she's going to do it. Struck her out. 2 straight. USA Phillips 66 strikeouts on the swing and a miss. And now, after giving up the first 2 walks, she's struck out the next 2. Aguirre, the batter, she struck out and she doubled in her 2 at-bats. She takes strike 1 on the outside corner, belt-high fastball for the strike. No balls, 1 strike, runners at first and second, 2 out, 6-5 ball game. And strike 2, Romrell really has settled in after getting the visit to the mound by Coach Humphreys. That's why you have those visits to the circle every once in a while. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Struck out the side, the called strike outside corner. So after giving up a leadoff walk and a second walk to the second batter of the inning, Romrell comes back with 3 straight USA Phillips 66 strikeouts. USA Phillips 66 lived to the full. She's filling up the score sheet by striking them down. And the Bears will come up to try to extend their lead in the bottom of the 4th after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, we have the honor of having a great radiology team. They've been recognized at the state level of being the best in their field. In our radiology department, we are able to provide MRIs, CT scans, X-rays, mammograms, ultrasound, echocardiograms, nuclear medicine, and DEXA scans.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
6-2 in the baseball game, the JV team trailing Snake River. 6-5 in the softball game, the varsity leading American Falls. Bentley Price, who grounded out to first base, her first time up, is the leadoff batter for the Bear Lake Bears. Mendez takes her final warm-up pitch. They do the throwdown, and we're about to have inning number 4, the bottom of inning number 4. And I have to say this that I appreciate about American Falls. After an inning like they had in that 3rd inning where they had a few errors and gave up 4 runs to the Bear Lake Bears, they're out there having fun. And they got a good attitude. You started to see a little bit of a struggle at the end of the last inning, but not right here, as they were having some fun out there between innings. That pitch is high to Price, who grounded out to first to end the 2nd inning in her first at bat. And she's up on Mendez. 1 ball, no strikes. And then she's going to line this one into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Nice little single by Bentley Price. And that was just a line drive right down the line. Stayed fair. Kress made a good play on it to keep her to a single. And Peyton Crockett, who has yet to be put out in this game, she has walked and doubled. Yeah, she's the one that hit third base with the ball. So she got a walk and a double, and she takes ball 1 right there.
Talk about a group having fun. The whole Crockett family's down there at the end of left field, and they're having a great time down there.
And she wanted another one of those doubles down the line right there. She almost takes out her coach down there at third base. That one's foul. That's one that you probably let go, Peyton. That was inside. Would have been ball 2.
She would just roll her eyes at you right now.
Oh, I know she would. That's why I'm confident saying it. She's a great young lady. And she's going to hit a ground ball to shortstop. They'll go to second for one. Not going to be in time for two. Fielder's choice. Price is retired. And that was almost not an out, as Price got down there quickly. But one out. And Brooklyn Pope, who is 0 for 2 on the day, she bunted and then reached on an error. That was a big error because it was a two-base error. She's squaring to bunt right here. She takes inside. Crockett stole without a throw. And round second, like, yeah, if you're not even going to try.
Yeah, I'll go three.
I'll go three. So ball one and Peyton Crockett with a stolen base. She ends up back at second as Schutt does look her back. But Crockett, so fast. She gets down the baseline very quickly. Here's the 1-strike pitch, and that one's a wild pitch, clear back to the backstop, and Crockett trots down to third.
I'm telling you, it's those long legs. She only has to take like 3 steps in between bases. And in my next life, I'm going to be as tall as her.
She's deceptively fast because in a sprint, if she was to be racing in a sprint, and that's going to be a single into right field, and that's going to score a run.
Good hit.
So a nice little hit there by Brooklyn Pope. And she hits the line drive single into right field. Run scores. Bears lead now by 2 with Cambria Romrell. And we were saying Peyton Crockett is deceptively fast. When she runs in a sprint against somebody, you're not going to think she's going to win the sprint. And Romrell squared to bunt. Pope did not steal. She pulled back, and I think it was a ball.
It was a ball.
1 ball, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes, and Pope will steal second. Slide, Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. That was close. That was close. Yeah, that was a good throw.
It was an excellent throw. She is safe, but if she slides, that's not even a close play. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Runner at second is Pope. 1 run has scored in the inning, so the Bears lead it by 2 here in the bottom of the 4th. Romrell looking to extend that here with a runner in scoring position, the speedy BP. And that's a called strike inside corner. That was a take all the way. 3-0 count. And it was an inside pitch anyway, so Romrell was going to take it. Caught the inside corner. Here's 3-1. Romrell's going to fly this one into right field, and it's caught. Pope tags up and will take third easily. So now a runner at third. And that's one that I thought looked like it was going to go a lot further. I'm going to say the winds knocked that one down because I thought that was going to be too deep right field, and it ended up being right at the right fielder. Here's Humphreys now. She needs a base hit to extend the lead further with Pope at third, and she swings and misses at strike 1 on an inside pitch. Here's the 0-1 with 2 outs, runner at third. And that one's inside, almost hit her. Normally I'd joke about, hey, wear that pitch, but not when it's at your head.
Yeah, no.
She was smart to duck underneath that one because that was coming in fast. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, runner at third. That's a strike. Called strike.
That looked high to me. I wouldn't have swung at that. I would have gotten a strike.
1 ball. Well, it wouldn't have been a strike to you. You're shorter than Abby.
Oh,
1
that's
ball,
rude.
2 strikes. Abby's tall. That wasn't. Oh, that was a ball.
Yeah,
she has swung it. The 2 pitches she swung at and fouled off have been like 6 inches inside.
That might be what she's getting told right now as
I
well.
guarantee that she'll get told that later. She's not getting told that right now.
Her dad's down there joking with the AF coach, so he didn't see it.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, runner at third. Here's the pitch. And Pope is going to score on the wild pitch. And Pope, who was at third on a wild pitch, scores on a wild pitch. And the Bears have 2 runs in the inning and have a 3-1 run lead. So now with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, there's nobody on for Humphreys. And that's going to be a foul ball and
Dang
nearly take somebody out over there.
That's where the Crockett's are sitting.
It hit well beyond the Crockett's. It was close to somebody walking down the pavement. That was way foul, but a good hit. Without the wind, it'd probably still be foul, but it would have been closer. And that one right back over our heads, foul ball.
That one was coming for us. It's a good thing there's a net.
Lots of cheering going on in the baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just see. I think the Bears have scored a run. And they've scored several runs. It's now 6-5. They've scored 3 runs. And they have a runner at third over there. Humphreys takes high. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on, 2 runs in the inning. The Bears, who once trailed at 5-2, now lead at 8-5. Here's the pitch to Humphreys. She takes ball 4. So nice at bat for Humphreys. She worked the count, fouled some off, earns herself a walk, and Taylinda Clark comes in for her second at bat. She had a sacrifice bunt in her first at bat. They're going to courtesy run over there, and I think Ruby Lytle will step out there again. She will.
This is like speed, back-to-back speed right here with Lytle on first and Dick Clark. They're probably the only 2 that can not get run over by the other one on base.
Ellie Romrell would be right there with them. And
That's
actually, Brooklyn Pope is very fast as well. But, yes, I agree. There is a ton of speed right here in this part of the lineup, and it's inside for ball 2.
Yeah, if you're going to have to run in front of Taylinda Clark, you better be as fast as Ruby Lytle, or you're going to get run over.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Foul ball in on her hands. She fouled it off. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner at first. 2 runs in the inning. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Ooh, just about hit her, and Lytle will steal second easily. So 3-1 count. Now she has a head start, which is good. With Taylin running behind you, I don't care how fast you are. You guys, if you haven't watched Taylin run in person, she is so fast. There's times that she turns singles and doubles into triples, and right there, that walk. I wouldn't be surprised at all if there's a double steal right here.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, the speed, because the third speedster in Brielle Romrell. Here's the pitch after 2 straight walks, and that was ball 1. Romrell in the game is 1 for 2. She has grounded out and singled. And that one's way outside. I think Menendez is starting to show some signs of tiredness. These last couple pitches, her speed has decreased, and she's missing the zone a little bit. And
the coach is agreeing.
Yeah, we're going to have a timeout. And I don't know if they're going to just switch them. Yeah, Menendez is going to go to first, and Menendez is going to go to pitcher. They're just going to swap places. We'll take a 30-second break. Be back on the SVI Sports Network.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, safety is our top priority, not just for our employees, but for their families too. Our commitment extends beyond the workplace as we proudly support and contribute to the local community in meaningful ways. We're more than just a mine. We're a pillar of strength for those who live here. Discover how we make a difference at Simplot.com. Join us in fostering a safer, stronger community. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine.
All right, so Kayla Menendez, will replace Mackenzie Menendez as pitcher. She had thrown 83 pitches and 29 in this inning alone, and she was starting to look tired. I don't blame her. It's a very cold day. Throwing a lot of pitches in this kind of weather would wear somebody out very quickly, especially in the wind. So they switch places. Runners at first and second. There are 2 out. the Bears have scored 2 in the inning to extend the lead to 8-5. They were down 5-2, now lead to 8-5. The JV game, I think it just ended 6-6. Yep, the JV baseball game ended 6-6 over there. So the Bears come back. They were down 6-2 and come back and tie it up and earn the tie. They hit the end of the innings, and in JV baseball, they don't worry about the win or loss. So Ellie Romrell, who's 1 out of 2 on the day, is now the batter, and she's going to pop that one foul out of play.
That would be the time for her grand slam.
It wouldn't be a grand slam, but it would be because there's only 2 on.
You are correct.
But it would be nice for her to get the home run that she got robbed of. Oh, and it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. You said it, and it's gone. Wow.
It was in the skate park.
Deep in the skate park. Holy cow, one of the hardest hit balls I've seen in this park, and I've seen a lot of home runs in this park. And that one, top 3 or 4 hardest hit balls I've seen in this park, especially in that wind. Holy cow, Ellie Romrell.
She's such a little tiny person.
Talk about
but that was
no doubt home run.
Yeah.
Wow.
Woohoo. Cleared both fences and hit right in the middle of the skate park.
Yeah, if you're familiar with the park here, just aren't here today, it was a good 30 feet into the skate park at least. Holy cow.
It's a good thing there aren't a bunch of kids out in there because they'd have gotten hit today.
Yeah, there are a couple kids, but they weren't anywhere close to it. But compared to what some days, there's like 20 kids out there.
Yeah.
So the 2-out, 3-run shot breaks this one open. Bears now lead at 11-5. Wow. And low ball 1 to Maddie Michael. She's 0 for 2 in the game. And she popped out and struck out in her 2 at-bats. She takes ball 1. And then she's going to hit a little pop fly into left field. It will drop for a single. Nice hit, Maddie Michael. So the 2-out rally continues. Just a nice little bloop into shallow left field for the base hit. And Callie Beard, who's 0 for 2 in the game, she's hit the ball twice, but has nothing to show for it. She grounded out to the pitcher, grounded out to the shortstop. And she's going to try to continue this 2-out rally. And fouls it off. Just missed. Oh, that was a good swing. I say it every game. We've got a lot of really great hitters on this team. Maddie is one of the probably most consistent as far as contact hitters on the team. I'm Callie, not Maddie. Callie. Maddie's done pretty good too, but she's a good contact hitter. She puts the ball in play every time. And she's going to hit a hard ground ball to shortstop. It's going to be off her glove for an error, and Callie Beard will reach base. That's why you hit it hard. She's not going to get credit for a hit, but the hard ground ball, she reaches on the error and keeps the inning alive.
That's why you keep running, too.
Yep. Here we go. Bentley Price looking to take advantage of the 2-out rally after the hustle play by Beard. On the error by the shortstop. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. She wanted that one. Price is 1 for 2 on the day. She was erased on the fielder's choice, but she did single in her last at bat. And she takes high and inside for ball 2. So if Price reaches, we're back to the top of the order, which would be dangerous for American Falls. Not that the bottom of the order has been in a cakewalk for them after Ellie Romrell's towering home run. That one just caught the outside corner for the called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. 5 runs in the inning. The Bears now lead at 11-5. Here's the pitch. Price swings and misses. That'll strike her out. That'll end the inning. You say Phillips 66 strikeout ends the inning, but the Bears put up 5 runs. Great inning. And lead it by a score of 11-5. We'll be back with the top of the 5th after this on the SVI Sports Network.
My name is Benjamin Bozen. I am a family medicine physician. I really enjoy providing care to the whole family, from newborns to elderly care. I like athletes in sports medicine, and then I also do osteopathic manipulative therapy, which is a hands-on treatment. My ultimate goal is to be your advocate and to help you have the best life that you can have, to help you achieve your goals.
So they're a minute ahead of her, but
Ellie Romrell has pitched 2 scoreless innings since coming in relief, and she gave herself some cushion with the blast of a home run. That was one of the most no-doubt home runs I've seen, and I've watched a lot of great hitters, and that one was just amazing. Clear deep into the skate park for a 3-run, 2-out home run. And the Bears now lead it by a score of 11-5. And Shutt is coming to the plate. She's 1 for 2. She's hit them both into right field. Maddie Michael caught one. She couldn't catch the second one. So Shutt is 1 out of 2. She's the catcher. She's been working hard behind the plate. But those were both against Fisher. This is her first time facing Romrell. And ball 1. It is a cold, windy day out there. Tough to be doing much, and Ellie Romrell is doing a lot. And she gets the called strike right there on Shutt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on, nobody out. Bears lead it by 6, 11-5. Swing and a miss. The changeup folder. What a pitch. That off-speed pitch right there came in just floating in there, and Shutt couldn't hold up. So now 1 ball, 2 strikes, foul ball. We'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on. 11-5 in the top of the 5th inning on your Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare. You can count on us to care. Visit them at blmhospital.com. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's a ground ball to third. Romrell up with it over to first in time. Callie Beard goes up high, makes the catch. Out number 1. And Romrell helping her sister out by fielding that ground ball, making a good play. Leslie is now the batter. Leslie, the number 9 hitter, is 1 out of 2. She popped out and singled in her 2 at-bats. Here she is facing Romrell. Takes outside, ball 1. Good pitch. Didn't miss by much. I like that one early in the count. 1 ball. No strikes, 1 out. Swing and a miss. Romrell, when she comes in with those that are just slightly off speed, it throws the batter off. Their timing is completely kerbobbled. Outside, just missed. 2 balls and a strike. Liv Leslie, the second baseman, hitting here in the 9 spot. And she's going to foul that one off. Osborne, the shortstop, who's had a lot of action down there at shortstop and is 2 for 3 in the day with a single and a double. And hit the ball hard her 3rd time, but it was a line out into a double play. Oh, she fooled her. Swing and the miss. The high changeup, and she couldn't hold back. And Leslie sits down with the U-Save Phillips 66 strikeout. U-Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure. Visit them for all to fill yourself up with gas, fill yourself up with your snacks and your beverages you might need for your road trip. Visit Phillips 66. And that first pitch to Osborne was a ball. This is the second batter that Romrell faced when she came in, and there was runners at first and second and nobody out. And she got her to hit that rocket line drive right to Bentley Price that the Bears turned into a double play. Big play back there in the 3rd inning. And this one's low in the dirt. 3-0. Sprague, the left fielder, is due up. And she is 2 for 3 in the game. But the 2 hits, and that's a 4-pitch walk right there. Those 2 hits were both against Fisher, when she faced Romrell in her first at-bat against her, Romrell struck her out to end that inning after getting the double play. So Osborne is at first. Sprague, the batter. Ball one. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out. Runner at first. Bears lead it by 6 here in the 5th. She misses again. That's 6 straight balls that Romrell's thrown. They're not missing by much. I'm not going to say they're like, wow, holy cow, she's starting to wear out. She's only missing by inches. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one was high for ball 3. So after getting a ground out to start the inning, striking out Leslie to get the second out, and now that is going to be a double. No, it's off the fence, so let's see. They're going to have to play it. It comes in. They're going to send Osborne, and now they're sending the runner to third, and good backup by their Taylor DeClark. So the triple into left field. Right field, right down the line, hit the fence. Michael made a good play on the ball, but because of where it was a long throw. And Sprague with the RBI triple, and now Mendez, who has a home run in the game, is the batter. She has walked, singled, and hit a home run. So she's been on base all 3 times. She's currently the pitcher as well. She started the game at first base. She's now pitching. And she takes ball 2. That one's just outside. Kress is due up and swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Romrell. She started to back out like, oh, that's going to be inside. She realized it wasn't. It was going to be a good pitch. Tried to keep her feet in there and swing, but she was dancing as she swung. Great pitch by Romrell to fool a very good hitter in Mendez. I added an extra, and yeah, you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. That's ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the 3-1 pitch.
Ooh, that
just missed low. Ooh. Now Kress, who is 1 out of 2, and she walked the one time she faced Romrell, and she's going to hit the foul ball on the first pitch right off the screen. 0-1. Mendez at first. Sprague, after that RBI triple, is at third. The batter is Kress, and she takes high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1 on, 1 in. 2 on, 1 in the inning. Called strike, and Mendez will advance to second without a throw. The Bears are more concerned with the batter and the runner at third than they are on Mendez advancing there. Struck her out. There's the USAV Phillips 66 strikeout on the swing and a miss to end the inning. 1 run scores on the 2-out triple, but the Bears still lead it by 5. It's 11-6 going to the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back with that right after this on the SBI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Trevor Jacobson. I'm a family practice provider here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. After graduating high school at Bear Lake High School, I went to BYU, Idaho to play baseball. After a year, went on an LDS mission to Chile. Ended up going to medical school at the University of Utah. Did family practice in Salt Lake City. Worked in Hawaii for a time, and then back here when this job opened up. Being able to practice back here has always been a dream. I've been working here at the hospital for almost 10 years. What I like about family practice is you get to see a little bit of everything. And in a rural setting, you get to do a lot of things that you don't normally get to do. My passion's spending time with my family, particularly outdoors. A lot of whitewater rafting in the summer, snow skiing in the winter. What makes me feel good at the end of the day is just connecting with my patients. We look forward to seeing you and taking care of you.
Cold still, but like sunshine and low 50s. Oh, we're back.
Peyton Crockett has been on base all 3 times. She's 1 out of 2 in the game. She has a walk, she has a single, and she reached on a fielder's choice where Price was eliminated at second base. But she scored, I think, on all 3 times she's been on up to bat. She's come in to score. So Peyton Crockett has been a difficult out for these American Falls Beavers. And it was a double, actually, right down the third base line. Was her one safe hit. And it will be Peyton Crockett, followed by Brooklyn Pope and Cambria Romrell. Abby Humphreys would be due up next if they get that far. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, the Bears leading it by a score of 11-6 after a big 5-run 4th inning. And that was capped off by that 3-run rocket shot by Ellie Romrell. Ellie has now pitched 3 innings and only given up 1 run in those 3 innings pitched. Crockett, little blue pop fly into the left field. It's going to fall, and she's going to head for second, and she's going to be in there with a double. That was deep enough, the infield couldn't get it to it. Shallow enough, the outfield couldn't get to it. And we talked about how deceptively fast she is. And a little bloop like that is a double. Her second double of the game for Peyton Crockett. And she's standing out there at second. And Brooklyn Pope will be the batter. And Pope is 1 out of 3 on the day. She has bunted. She has hit a fly ball and reached on an error and singled. And that reached on an error was big because Crockett came in to score and Pope ended up at second. She takes inside for ball 1. So she'd love another RBI right here. And the outfield is playing deep right now. Called strike right down the middle, belt high. And Pope looks at her third base coach / dad and shakes her head like, yeah, I probably should have swung at that one. So here's the 1-1 pitch with nobody out. Runner in scoring position down at second. Peyton Crockett after that double. That one just missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. Mackenzie Menendez, who's got a home run in this game as a batter, started the game at first base. She came in to finish off that last inning. Is now the pitcher. She misses with that one, and Crockett will trot down to third base on the wild pitch. So 3 balls, 1 strike, runner at third, nobody out. The Bears would like to extend the lead and have the chance to do it now here. And it's a hitter's count, 3-1 count with a runner at third and nobody out. Here's the pitch. And Pope is going to ground it to shortstop. The throw to first is in time, but the run will score. Just barely in time at first base.
She did her job.
She did her job. She knocked in the run. The Bears now lead it by 6, 12-6 as Crockett trotted home. Waited. That was smart base running. She waited till Osborne committed to throw. As soon as she committed to throw, she headed home. Scored without a play. So they get the out at first, but they give up the run to do it. And now Cambria Romrell, who's had herself a good day at the plate. She's 2 out of 3. She's got 2 singles and a fly to right field. She's hit the ball hard all 3 times. Just right at the right fielder on the third one. Is now at the plate. Ooh, she wanted what little sister got. That was a swing that would have been there, but it's a swing and a miss. Bragging rights on the line here. So far on the season, Big Sister has the bragging rights at the plate, but Little Sister might have something to talk about now.
She's getting there, yeah.
Here's the 0-1, and she fouls that one back. It's now 0-2. I say that, but I will say this flat out. These two love each other. It's a very friendly rivalry. They love playing with each other, and they love the opportunity for Ellie to be the pitcher and Cambria regularly, most of the time, is her catcher. And she fouls that one back, so the count remains 0-2. So it's really fun to see these two sisters play together and to see them both excelling, because Cambria has had a fantastic senior year at the plate. She had 2 home runs in an inning over there in the Malad tournament. She takes outside, just barely outside.
I told you,
ball one.
I talked to her the other day, and I said, I heard you had a great Malad tournament. She's like, yeah, I did okay.
Yeah, and 2 home runs in an inning.
Yeah, I did okay.
Same team, and she came up twice and went. They didn't pitch to her the rest of the game, understandably. 2-2 now, as that one's inside.
But that's just a great example of who they are as well. Great athletes, but very humble at the same time.
It was at prom that I got to ask her about the home runs, and she just grinned. So, anyway, here we go. 2-2 is the count. 1 run has scored in the inning. There is 1 out. Nobody on base now. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Romrell's going to foul that one off. She'll have another chance at the 2-2.
Battle in there.
That's what you do, is you battle. She's seen 5 pitches. This has already been a quality at bat, regardless of what happens. Quality at bats are judged by if you see more than 5 pitches, and she's going to see pitch number 6 right here. So the more pitches you can see, the better chance you have of success, and that's going to be success. A hard hit line drive right up the middle for another single. So the line drive up the middle, she's now 2 out of 3 on the day. And Abby Humphreys will be the batter. She is 1 out of 2 with a walk. She's been on base all 3 times, though, because the one time she did hit in, it was an error. Should have been an out. So she reached on an error and has a single and a walk, and she takes ball 1. Humphreys, the junior, has also got a big bat in this lineup. She takes inside for ball 2, and that one gets away from the catcher. Romrell takes advantage. And that one was in the dirt, and knocked it down, but Romrell is able to scoot on down to second base, so she's now in scoring position for Abby. And that one's gone.
That's gone.
That's gone. That's another home run. That's
in
also
the skate park. Oh.
Not quite as far as Romrell's, but pretty close. And I'm telling you, in this wind, because the wind is blowing in, and so to hit the ball to straightaway center field and have it get into the skate park in this wind tells you what she just did.
Yeah, wow.
And 2-run shot by Abby Humphreys.
Loving it.
Taylinda Clark.
You know what that was? Nobody's running for me on this inning. I'm going to run my own bases.
It makes it easy when you just trot around all 4 of them. Taylinda Clark, who is 0 for 0. She's been up to bat twice. She laid down a sacrifice bunt and advanced runners to both second and third because the bases, it was first and second with nobody out. She laid down the sacrifice bunt, and then she walked in her 2 at-bats. So she's been successful at the plate today and playing left field now. Here is the pitch. She takes high for ball 1. So Humphreys with a big hit. Romrell with a big hit. And the Bears have 2 home runs on a day. When I was talking to Coach Humphreys before the game, he's like, nobody's hitting home runs today. We've seen 3.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good cut there by DeClark. She just got a little bit underneath it, and so it's a foul ball, but that was a good cut. And 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. 14-6, the Bears have put up 3 runs in the inning already. And DeClark just a little behind that one, so it goes foul. She's swinging the bat well. She struggled at the plate early in the season, but now at this point in the year, she has started to swing the bat really well.
Every once in a while, I think I can see a little snow flurry.
Shh, don't say the S word. It's nearly May.
Yes, but it didn't snow in January.
Or February. It didn't snow in November, December, January, or February, or March. So let's have some snow here in May.
I told you all that all winter long, didn't I? I said
Yes,
it's going to do it all spring when we don't want it to.
So here's the thing. The forecast today called for clear skies this afternoon. Windy, which it is, but clear skies.
Which it is not.
Definitely not. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on to DeClark. Inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So she's had a good at-bat. She's fouled a couple off, working the count. The Bears batters are making Mendez do the work. And 3 balls and 2 strikes, so she takes that one inside. Mendez came in relief of, I think they're sisters, Mackenzie and Kayla Menendez. Mackenzie started the game. Mendez. I keep adding that extra EN.
They don't want to be associated with that extra EN.
And there is a base hit, single into shallow center field. Shortstop couldn't get over to it on the little, I don't know, is that a pop fly or line drive? I don't know.
It's a pop. I don't know. It's a something.
It was something, and it's a single, whatever you want to call it, and DeClark is at first. But we talked about her speed. She's at second. Maybe even third. Just give it 2 pitches. Ellie Romrell, who has the tower shot, is going to square to bunt.
Yeah.
Which just means DeClark is going to steal and don't even bother throwing it, and they did. And
she'll be now
she's
to
in
third.
Now to third on the bad throw.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and I'm not. I know we talk about her speed every game because it is so.
She's so fast.
Fast, and
that didn't even look fast that time.
Yeah, and the error on the bad throw allowed her to get to third. If you hold on to it, she's at second, which she was going to be no matter what anyway. So now Romrell on the 1-0 pitch. She hits a ground ball. It's going to be scooped up by the third baseman over to first in time, but it's an RBI. Because that throw that allowed DeClark to go to third just cost them a run. Because the ground ball, she's out at first.
Do you have 14 or 15? I have 15 to 6.
And I have 15 to 6 as well.
Okay.
They just haven't put it up. That run just scored. Now the Bears are 1 run away from ending this game.
Somebody needs to get caught up.
Maddie Michael takes inside for ball 1. 10 runs after 5 innings ends the game. So if the Bears were to score 1 more, the game would end. And they got it up there now. 15 to 6. Bears lead it by 9. After trailing 5-2, it's now 13 to 1 since then. 4 RBIs on the game now for Ellie Romrell. Can you say still man of the game?
I can.
And that one was inside to Michael, but she fouls it off. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. If Michael could reach, Beard could easily knock her in because Michael's got a lot of speed and Beard got a big bat. Beard has yet to be put out. She's yet to hit safely, but she's also yet to not be on. Oh, no, she did get out at first on the 1, but she's reached on an error twice. She puts the ball in play every time. Michael takes just outside. Full count now. That's one that I think American Falls wanted that to be a USAA Phillips 66 strikeout. Instead, it's just ball 3. So here's the full count pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball to shortstop Osborne, up with it over to first in time for out number 3. But the Bears put up some insurance runs after 5. They lead it by 9, 15 to 6. We'll be back with the top of the 6th inning right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
I'm John Pym, Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, DO. Interacting with wonderful people every day, being able to maybe make a small impact in their lives for good. I don't think that life gets any better than that. I am really excited to be here practicing in Bear Lake and be a good source for you and your family to take care of your healthcare needs.
Bear Lake High School sports on SVI are presented by Gary H. Tusher, CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll. Mountain Valley Dental, creating healthy smiles for Bear Lake Valley and beyond. Lenhart Distributing, proud to support the Bears. Flying S Title and Escrow, whatever it takes. Southeast Idaho Steel, locally produced steel signs and fixtures. And Sampson's Island Grill at 253 South 4th Street in Montpelier.
Ellie Romrell, now the pitcher, going into her 4th inning of work. And she is leading the game by a score of 15-6. She's pitched 3 complete innings. She's going to inning number 4. She's given up 1 run in those 3 innings. And she has accounted for 4 runs with her bat. She had that towering 3-run home run with 2 outs back in the 4th. She then had a ground ball RBI. She was out at first, but still batted a run in the 5th, part of the 4-run 5th inning. Kayla Mendez, who's now the first baseman. She started the game as the pitcher. She is 0 for 2 on the day. She has grounded out, reached on an error, struck out, and walked in her 3 plate appearances. She takes outside for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes. And it's starting to cool off even more in here. I got to put my jacket back on.
I'm telling you what, my feet are frozen.
We're all.
I wonder if they have any hot chocolate left down there below us. I'd put my feet in it.
And there's ball 3. We're up here in the top of the booth, so I can't even imagine what it's like out there because we're completely out of the wind. And swing and a miss on a 3-0 pitch, and that was a strike.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're like, oh, don't swing at the 3-0 pitch, but that was a strike. And you don't mind her swinging at it because she took a home run cut. And she walks. So swinging to that pitch didn't hurt a thing. Even though sometimes as a coach you're upset at them swinging at the 3-0 pitch.
What are you doing?
Especially if they pop out or ground out at 3-0, then it's frustrating. So she reaches on the walk to lead off the inning. And that's ball 1. This is Kinsey McCargu, the batter. She is 0 for 3 on the day. She struck out, popped out, and struck out. And there's the throw down to second, but it's not going to be in time. So ball 2 and a stolen base for Mendez. 2 balls, no strikes, runner at second, nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss. The Bears lead it by a score of 15-6 on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare, you can count on them to care. Visit them at blmhospital.com. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
She likes this first baseline. Didn't she hit her last one out there to right field, right down the line pretty much?
I believe so, yes. And there's the swing and a miss. There's the USAF Hill 66 strikeout, and nearly the strike him out, throw him out double play.
She went around her.
And they say she was in there safe.
Mm-hmm.
So the strikeout, the USAF Hill 66 strikeout, Mendez did steal 2 bases in the at-bat, so she's now at third.
Good stop.
Ball 1 now to Aguirre. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, runner at third after the leadoff walk. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Romrell. Aguirre on the game is 1 out of 3, and she had a base hit to right field. It was a double. The other 2 at-bats she has struck out. 2 balls and a strike.
It was close.
15-6 is your score. Bears lead it here in the top of the 6th inning. Oh.
I think she let go a little too.
That one stayed high.
Yeah.
The changeup.
Yeah.
3-1.
There you go.
3-2. Swing and a miss by Aguirre. Nice pitch. Full count. Runner at third is Mendez. Swing and a miss.
Oh,
struck
she
her
went,
out.
yep.
She got her to go. It would have been ball 4. She struck her out. It's the USAA Phillips 66 strikeout. The second one of the inning, the second one back-to-back for Ellie Romrell. McKenna Schutt, the catcher, who has been so busy behind the plate today. She's flied out, she's singled, she's grounded out, and she takes ball 1. So she is 1 out of 3. The one hit did come against Fisher. Foul ball, straight back. Gary's glad that one was a little bit higher than the last time because that one was right at his face mask. He's already been hit once in the face mask today. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at third after a leadoff walk. Romrell looking to leave her there. That one's high and inside for ball 2. So Romrell's given up leadoff walks a couple times in this game, and the first time she walked the first 2 batters and then did not give up a run in the inning. She pitched her way out of it. Let's see if she can do the same here.
Ooh.
You know, that is such a hard pitch. If she can keep it over the base for a called strike, that is a wicked pitch. It starts on the inside corner, and there's a foul ball to go to full count. Starts on the inside corner and then moves away from the batter to the outside. It's very difficult to hit, and when she throws it for a strike, it's nasty. Nasty pitch. Here's the full count. Nope. Yeah, I have it as full count. Foul ball. Even if it wasn't a full count before, it is definitely.
It was.
And the scoreboard out there still has it as 3-1, but it's definitely 3-2. 3-2 count with 2 out. And here's the 3-2 pitch, and it's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Up with it is Crockett over to first in time for the out. Nice little play there to end the inning. And after giving up the leadoff walk, Romrell pitches her way out of it. And the Bears go to the bottom of the 6th, needing 1 run to end it. They have the 9-run lead. Let's see if they can end it on a run rule in the 6th right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
The Bear Lake Bears lead the American Falls Beavers by a score of 15-6, and we have a new pitcher.
Yep.
You have no idea who it is. But hopefully she'll turn around and we'll catch her number. I'm up here in the booth where it's warm-ish.
It's not warmer than it is outside, yes.
And so I'm not willing to go outside and find out. She's wearing number 5. So that's going to be Osborne, who has been the shortstop. And
she's an amazing shortstop.
And Mendez, who started the game at first, then moved to pitcher, is going to go to shortstop.
It is currently 39 degrees in Montpelier, but feels like it's 30. And there is a 56% chance of rain within the hour. Just your weather update, courtesy of, the SVI Sports Network.
Temperatures around the state of Idaho today were cold.
Yeah. The radar is not showing any rain.
Oh, there it goes. No, it was.
No,
it's not showing. I think.
But I'm gonna go with the sky telling me it's gonna or snow.
Osborne will be the third pitcher of the day for the American Falls Beavers, and it is lightly snowing right now.
Yeah.
And Callie Beard, who has hit the ball hard 3 times and has nothing to show for it, although she did reach on an error her last time.
Home run over the fence, Callie.
I would love that for her. Oh, she got fooled on the changeup, swing and a miss. I would love that for her. She's a great hitter. She's hit the ball hard all year long.
She's a great first baseman.
0-1 and 1-1. Osborne works quickly. She was ready to pitch before Beard stepped back in the box right there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. Beard, the leadoff hitter, foul ball. When speed meets power, that's a recipe for a home run because Beard is a power hitter and Osborne is bringing it. She's throwing fast. Here is the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch, and it's going to be a ground ball. Mendez at short, up with it, over to first, and it's an error on the errant throw, and Beard trots down to second base. So now the game-ending run is now at second, as for the second time in the game, Beard reaches on an error. That's why you put the ball in play. That's why you hustle, is because if she doesn't hustle, she just figures, oh, crap, I'm out on the ground ball to shortstop, she'd be out. But instead,
we're subbing in a runner.
It's going to be Lytle. And it's going to be counted as a pinch runner. And this is a situation where if you put some speed at second base, you could end the game with 1 more hit. Bentley Price is the girl to do it. She's already she's 1 for 3 on the day. She already has a single. Oh, that would have done it. Swing and a miss, but that was a good one. That would have been, to me, that looked like a line drive swing, and that would have ended it right there. And her hit was to right field. Oh, that would fold her. That was off speed. Swing and a miss again. And Peyton Crockett, who's had herself a day, is on deck. So if Price can't knock her in, Crockett has that opportunity. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, but it's a drop third strike, and Price is going to easily get to first base, and that's going to be the game because the ball goes out of play.
Yep.
So the runner advances from third. Oh, they're going to say no. They're not. I thought he said
advance.
Yeah.
Ah.
But it's a drop third strike.
Okay. So we have a runner on first and third.
And the wild pitch. And Lytle at third, nobody out, first and third situation. And Peyton Crockett, who had 2 home runs the other day, she's 2 for 3 on the day. She's reached on a fielder's choice, so she's been on base all 3 times. And that, ends the game. The wild pitch. And Ruby Lytle scores, game over. And after all that, it ends on a wild pitch.
Yep.
And the Bear Lake Bears defeat, and this is going to help the Bears' rankings in Max Preps. The computers are going to like 10 running a team like American Falls because American Falls is good. And when you 10 run them, that's going to look great.
It's raining. The weather app was right, even though the radar doesn't show it.
And the Bear Lake Bears get the big win.
Nobody cares.
Nobody
cares.
It's no,
cold.
I care.
Let's go home.
Yeah, let's give some final stats and get out of here. What a game! I think you and I agree on who the Southeast Idaho Steel man of the game is, and it's got to be Ellie Romrell.
Yeah, I agree.
At the plate, she was 2 for 4. She had 6. Yeah, you heard that correctly. 6 RBIs, including that 3-run blast. That home run was a monster moonshot, and so she's our Steele man of the game, and she came in and she pitched excellent. She pitched 4 complete innings, gave up 1 run in 4 innings. So she's our player of the game.
Yeah, without a doubt.
The Southeast Idaho Steel man of the game. And she had, let's see how many strikeouts she had as a pitcher, because she was doing well that way too. She had 8 strikeouts. So she struck out 8 batters. In 4 innings, she only recorded 12 outs, and 8 of those 12 outs were strikeouts. So there you go. There's our Steel man of the game, is freshman Ellie Romrell, who had 6 RBIs, including one of the biggest home runs I've ever seen hit in this park. It was a double fence, middle of the skate park moonshot with 2 outs, and she pitched 4 innings with 8 strikeouts. So Ellie Romrell, you're Steel man of the game. Southeast Idaho Steel, for all your laser engraving needs. They do steel signs. They laser engrave on wood. They've done several fantastic projects for us. Love what they do. Get a hold of them on Facebook. It's Southeast Idaho Steel. Yep. Thank you to all of our other sponsors as well. And we're going to say goodnight for tonight. And we'll be back here tomorrow morning early, 11 a.m. first pitch for baseball, followed by 1 p.m. first pitch for softball. As the Bear Lake boys take on Marsh Valley, the Bear Lake girls take on West Side. And for everybody on this SVI Sports Network, Lisa, who did such a fantastic job producing both games today, this is
Lisa Hillier
and Jared Hillier saying,